which it was before. I just wasn't sure about it because I have Gina's uploaded too. The F1 cart is back. We are back from Miles of Mayhem. I'm just going to try and get the live stream up on here so I can see what's actually going on because I have the camera fixed backwards. So we're going to see. There it is. Oh, sad. Okay. Oh, there we go. Second try. Got it. There's Ballard. What up, homie? All right, I'm just gonna relax and chill. Maybe move the laptop a little bit closer if I can. Oh yeah, that's good. To me, see my bulge a little bit. What up, Plaza? Bucky's chair? Yeah. I got this when I was in the States, when I was with Guido. So, if you guys don't know, we just finished Miles of Mayhem. Miles of Mayhem, it ended Friday or whatever. We stayed down an extra day. We just got back like a day or two ago, and I took this out of the other garage and I put the race car over there. Miles of Mayhem was a pretty great success. We did really well. Gina actually placed first in her class, which is a 750 index, and I placed second in my class, which was small tire, and I got third place overall. So there was an outlaw car, which is like a big tire car, a small tire car that beat me, and then I had third place overall over the whole event. So that's pretty awesome. Looks like Gina's in the chat, Obsessed Racing in the chat. The full Miles of Mayhem video, we're actually getting an editor to do it because we're just going to make it into a giant video, probably like an hour long. So we're just sorting the clips right now. Like you guys have no idea how much there is to it. We had 4 different cameras, all with their own SD card. We've got to sort it all by day, and then we have to get the editor to go through it. We might have to do some voiceover stuff. Like it was a lot going on. No, you can come out here, Gina. You can come talk about Miles of Mayhem because I think that's kind of the segue into the F1 cart. Obviously, leading up to Miles of Mayhem, I had a lot of work to do on not only my car because the engine was apart, but Tokyo's car. I had to do the seat. I had to do a couple things on Tokyo's car. Gina's car, I had to do a bunch of stuff too. And then leading up even before that, I had maintenance to do on a lot of the cars too. Like Gina's car needed a full exhaust. It needed a couple things here and there. So this obviously got shelved for a little bit because our race season is so short. Like it's already basically August, which means we only have 2 months of racing left. But I got it back over here. We're gonna continue on this thing. You guys gotta remember that I'm just one dude. I don't have an assistant or anything like that. Gina occasionally like touches my bird and puts it in her mouth and stuff, but aside from that, I don't really have someone else I can rely on. I'm like the filmer guy, the guy who builds stuff, this and that. So you know, I just take it one step at a time myself. The video quality actually looks better. So before this, I went to Staples. I bought a router, and I hooked it up on like, because the other router's on the far side of the house where Gina's gaming room is, because she has priority internet in the house, just because she does live streaming all the time. So I linked another router to her router, and I put it on this side of the house, and now the garage has much more internet. So 420 from Amsterdam. Amsterdam was like the original place to go to smoke weed, wasn't it? 1 sec, she'll be ready in 30 minutes, basically. Tokyo said small tires, small birds, big wins. Yeah, essentially. But yeah, the F1 cart is back over here. I do have to do suspension. It's a very, I don't know. I'm so used to wanting to do stuff really well. And with this, where I used the Miata knuckles, I really had to go outside the comfort zone to like build arms and stuff to make the Miata knuckles work. I wish I had some sort of uprights from like a Formula Mazda or like an F3 car or something that's like a billet knuckle and they already have the hub and stuff on it that I could have built around and built my own arms. But unfortunately, we're kind of stuck with what we have right here. So what I was getting was I kind of don't like it, but the more I look at it, the more I want to finish it. And then, I don't know, it's getting really tough with the space that I have and the ability that I have to do it myself. Forza UBS said, "You're almost too handsome with your haircut."
You didn't plug in the light?
No, I just left it. It's fine. I can see it here.
Okay. Do you want me to tip it up for you because your face is partially cut off?
Maybe slightly, yeah. They don't need to see my feet either.
Yeah, no free feet stuff.
The audio is terrible? Can anybody else confirm audio is terrible?
You want me to go grab my little mic?
Maybe actually. It's probably because the echo in here too.
Probably. We can leave this door open.
Ballard said the audio is fine. Derek said the audio is fine too. It might just be like a lag thing on his end or something.
Do you still want me to grab the mic or no?
No, it's okay. You can leave that door open though. I had it closed because Georgie was yelling at me. He said the audio is a bit quiet, actually. It's okay. Just crank it up. Do you want another chair?
I was just going to sit on the side, but I guess so. Thanks.
There you go. Yeah. Audio's good to go? I guess, yeah, we could have put a mic on it or whatever. Or the camera closer would have worked too. This way? Great job, Miles on Mayhem. I stopped by on a test and tune day in my orange Challenger shaker to say hi. I remember that.
You should have sat in the car, missed opportunity. No, I don't want to climb out of the car.
And you can still like kind of feel the fiberglass in it because it hasn't been smoothed and painted, so it's not the best. Love this series so far. I actually, like, this was one of the things that I really, really wanted to build. And then obviously the race cars just kind of got like, they needed some attention and stuff. I see him go there. The cat's gonna start meowing at us. I don't have a clue what the top speed will be in this thing. I'm gonna have to close that door.
Georgie.
But yeah, this is one of the things that I really wanted to build myself. I might be a little bit in over my head just because like I don't know anything about like suspension, geometry, all that stuff. All I can do is like bend pipes and weld it together. So I feel like it's going to be like a rough put together thing the first go around, and then once we test drive it, it's going to be like, oh, okay, it really understeers or whatever, and then we'll have to like redesign something. I'll ask one more time. When are you going to get your own shop? You need a lift to get off the floor. No denying that a lift would be so handy. The shop really isn't in the cards for where we live right now, but we are potentially looking at like getting a bigger place that we could build our own shop, basically.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually. So that, like, I don't know, everything's leading up to bigger things. This is just like a little dip moment in the channel. So there's definitely lots of potential coming up. We just have to like be patient about it. Do you have any plans for aerodynamics for the F1 car? I'm going to do my best to do like fiberglass work on it. Maybe I'll get Gina to help me after we've done the fiberglass like seat and stuff, but I don't know how we're going to do the body work on it yet. I haven't really thought that out that far, but some aerodynamic body work is in the plans for sure. I don't know if you remember my comments, but I'm still offering my help in suspension design. What's your resume? Give me a quick little 10-word resume right now in the comments, Ben. Heck yeah, is it cold there? Probably because your nipples are showing a little bit.
It's not.
It's not. They're just pierced. So yeah, we did do Miles of Mayhem. It was good.
Yes.
Gina kicked ass. There was a couple days there where like she got 2 bunk passes where like we had nothing to hand in, and she like had to nail it on the 3rd pass. And she pulled it out of her ass and kind of kicked ass.
Yes. And it was sweltering hot. Like basically everybody was kind of thrown for a loop, at least in the bracket categories, I feel like, because a lot of people were breaking out on the 4th and the 5th day because the temperature dropped and the DA was so good. Like we pulled almost everything we could out of my car, and I still ended up having to sandbag it on my very last run to get it to slow down enough.
Yeah, so what Gina's trying to say is that like the first, second, third day, the density altitude, which is like
It was like 4,500.
yeah, it was like 4,500 feet above sea level is what the air density was. And then on like the fourth and fifth days, it was down like 3,000 and like 2,900. So everything that you learned from the first 3 days didn't apply apples to apples on the last 2 days. So we ended up having to like turn it down on day 4 and then turn it down even further on down day 5 and like the F1 cart is actually going to be just a stock motor. It's like 170 horsepower or something like that at 11,000 RPM, so it's going to sound awesome. So Gina ended up winning the 750 class, which is 8 mile 750 bracket. It's the same as like 1150 and a quarter mile. And yeah, we had a really consistent car. I think the gear change helped a lot. The 308s, because you only had to shift one time before the 8th mile, which made it like really consistent. Mechanical engineer since 2018, working in the field since then, 3 years employed in automotive. Oh, nice. So have you designed any suspension stuff? Like if you want to hit me up on Instagram or like Facebook or something, you can, yeah, Instagram's probably the easiest way. Just say, I'm Ben, mechanical engineer, and then we'll start chatting, dude. What happened to the regular cab short box turbo truck? That was like never really my truck. It was my friend Colby's. He had blown it up initially, and I just offered to help rebuild it and then burn some tires off it and then get the bug of me owning a truck out of my system, because I haven't really wanted a truck again since then, I guess. Like I do love little turbo trucks, but after driving it and seeing how heavy it is and the potential to go super fast with it without needing a cage or whatever, it's just, I don't know. The Fox body's gonna be way better. How were the new rims on the long drive?
The new rims were good. The old rims were bad. Basically, I could comfortably drive from track to track, and like my car had actually a really bad wobble that we misdiagnosed for a long time. We've talked about it several times already, but yeah, the new rims made a big difference for the drive. Definitely.
When can we expect the next video, this car to come out? Well, I haven't officially started reworking on it yet. We only got back, what's today right now? Today's Tuesday?
We got back on
Sunday? Saturday?
Yeah, because Friday was the last day. We stayed an extra night and then left the next day.
Yeah, so we got back into town officially Saturday.
And we've been kind of like resting, because the thing that seems to happen, and we're not in brand new vehicles where it's like leisurely and you have AC and things like that. Honestly, I feel exhausted from the trip. Like, it was very rewarding and I loved every minute of it, even when I was like suffering in plus 40 heat or whatever it was in the cab of my car. But it was exhausting. By the end of it, like, I had trouble swapping my own tires, because you go all day. Like, there was I think day 5, all I ate was like a coffee and a chip. Like one singular French
like the little
fry.
cactus cut chips or whatever?
Yeah, that's all I ate, because I needed to get my runs in, because my first 2 weren't good, and it was like we were expecting rain, so I'm like, I need to get this 3rd run in.
So yeah, so it's been Sunday, Monday. What I did was I transferred, like moved the cars over. Like when I got back, I put the car in the other garage. I got this car over here. I cleaned up the whole garage because the mess that we made before Miles of Mayhem, the Miles of Mayhem thrash, and now I still have to empty the trailers before we officially start on this thing. So it'll probably be like a day or 2. Well, we got to go down for her tattoo appointment, so it's probably Thursday, Friday-ish that I'm going to start working on this thing again. So you could probably expect a video in a week after that. And we're still working on sorting the footage for Miles of Mayhem and getting that sent over to the editor that we hired for, like, specifically for the Miles of Mayhem event. So
I think it's gonna be great. Like, we watched a bunch of the clips back, and I'm really hoping that we captured enough context for the excitement of the week. What?
Today's Monday. We marshmallow brains.
I knew it was Monday today.
You said it was Tuesday.
Did I say it was Tuesday today?
You said it was Tuesday, yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, I think so. Unless
Gina-
I misheard, I don't know. We're
Did I
like-
say it was Tuesday? I said we got back on Saturday. I remember saying that much, but I don't remember saying it was Tuesday. Maybe you said it was Tuesday.
Was Peg there? No, Peg wasn't there, but Doc Johnson was there. Like that little rubber fist that he brought last year, that was there.
Oh god, yeah, they were carrying that around. Hi Tokyo, I'm actually not high.
One
though.
quick Chevy 2. Gina chopping that tree down. Hell yeah.
True, the closest I got this year was a 007. I
Yeah.
think the first slip I handed in was a 007 actually.
I can't stick around, but I want to say thanks to both of you for the vids you put out. They are fun to watch. By the way, the purple is cool. Gina has mixed feelings about the purple
I
part.
have mixed feelings about the purple rims because I do miss the bright yellow. Like those bright yellow rims would have matched my trailer perfectly, actually. But the purple does look nice. Now I'm looking at upgrading the steering wheel and maybe even my seats if I can find the right ones. But
Yeah.
I definitely need a different steering wheel because we've got that god awful nut in the center.
Well, Gina actually came first in her class, which was like she wanted like an electric scooter or
Which is
electric
cool.
bike.
Yep.
And $1,000 cash. But when I came second, I got like a little trophy, which is awesome.
I wanted a trophy though. As much as I love the bike and I love getting cash, I do wish that there was like I would have taken $500 cash and a kick-ass trophy too. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. But then I got $500 gift card for
To
JD's Power Center,
yeah.
which we can get some aftermarket parts for the cars, which is awesome.
it matches the nut behind the wheel. Thank you, Ballard. I take that as a compliment.
What are your favorite tattoos on each other? I don't have any tattoos. So.
Kyla's got 0.
Yeah. And my favorite one is the one like right around her butthole.
I don't have one.
That's not a
Or
tattoo.
do I? Wait! Kyle's all the trophies
That's Dan.
we need. Hi, Dan.
Hi, baby
How
speech
are
up.
you?
I can hear the cat still meowing.
Yeah,
at
the
us.
cats are still meowing.
The power flower. That's what it is.
What's the power flower?
The tattoo on your butthole. Yeah. So I'm actually pretty stoked to get this thing.
We're talking about mom, or are we talking about the F1 car? It's very flip-floppy.
It's okay to be flip floppy. We're just live video. You're
True.
flip floppy on your live streams.
Yeah, I'm usually baked to fuck though, so the flip-floppy kind of makes sense because you're like, she has no linear thought path right now.
Miss you for reals. You should have been at Miles Mayhem, Dan.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I feel like
he
that-
said he didn't give a fuck about drag racing though. So.
He doesn't. But I feel like Miles and Mayhem was the one event like that we brought all the YouTubers together at. And
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Peg
to all
and
get to
Dan
hang
didn't
out.
show up this year.
Would have been nice to have you guys there. It was really fun.
No hand tattoo. The only one that was there was Balance. When are you gonna connect with Derek from Vice Grip Garage? I don't actually know Derek from Vice Grip Garage. I know of him, I just don't know him. DD Speed Shop,
Yeah, that was DD's Shop.
Yeah.
Hi, Wes.
any collabs in your future? I want to go see DD Speed Shop. Like, see that motor back there? That's the one I've been holding for like 2 years out of Gina's car. So I
Yeah,
give it
that's
to Dan at
what I
DD
did
Speed
on my
Shop.
dream car, yeah. Also, we were talking because basically, for me, I love bracket racing though, I really do. But I can't go to any events where your car has to be the fastest car. Because, like, my car is not the fastest and I cannot turn it up because there's no cage in it. So he's like, maybe, you know, one day when we get more space, we'll just get you another little race car and then you could just go fast and put a cage in that one. And I'm like, maybe.
Why don't you use Coyote engines for your car? 4 camshafts and timing chains is the reason we don't use Coyotes. Like, they make really good power, but if you ever have to fix anything on the fly, you're not getting past the fact that it has 4 camshafts and a bunch of timing chains in it. So on a drag and drive event, if you need to replace the cylinder head on an LS, sure, we can do that. If you're on a drag and drive, you need to replace the cylinder head on a Coyote, good luck.
We're building a car for Danny to race? Is she gonna race at Miles Mayhem?
Come on, Danny.
You'll have to show her the ropes? Absolutely. You gonna build her a brake and a bump box?
I've got a 66 Volvo Amazon you can have, Gina. What does
What
it
is
look
that?
like, Wes?
Yeah.
Send me a photo of it.
What is it? Also, we're thinking about taking the GTI to the little circuit track in Edmonton too. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, so basically what this thing is made for is like going around turns and shit. We might take the GTI down to Edmonton to do turns and shit.
Yeah, not just go on a straight line.
Yeah. They're super wide motors. They don't fit well in most vehicles. Ballard is correct. And then like the exhaust manifolds are like under the motor, and like they make really good power. And if you're just doing drag racing specifically and you don't care about blowing it up, Kylie's pretty good.
And you don't care about blowing it up. Interesting point.
I was wondering if I should get custom body panels for my truck. Make it into exo car or keep the stock panels and make it a sleeper. I like the sleeper look personally. You gonna paint the F1 car? Well, it's gonna try and get body work first and then paint it afterwards, probably. I saw a lot of welding to do on it.
What do you want me to paint on it? Just a bunch of little wieners? Little brown birds?
Little brown birds, yeah. Everywhere. Just the thing should be shaped like a bird. Let's just put balls at the back.
But they have to be like aerodynamic balls.
Oh my god, that would break the internet, I think. If we just turn it into a wiener. Just put two balls in the back, and then make this just a long shaft with the front.
Yeah, you definitely do it. Would you ever consider moving to the States, and if so, which state? We've talked about Texas or Florida, somewhere like that, but I don't know if that's maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 10 years-ish?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that time frame, just
problem
because our
is
kids are too young.
We have kids, yeah. Throw a K24 in the Volvo. They're too small though.
Which one?
He said the Volvo Amazon is badass looking, and throw a K24 in
You
it.
have to Google it.
What up from Oklahoma? I like Oklahoma too. I love you, man. I love you too. Sheldon Hines. I know where there's an 80s Mustang ready for build, and it's purple.
I don't think I would go for another Mustang.
We
I
don't need another Fox body, I don't think.
No, with 2 Fox bodies and
Yeah.
your SN95. Like, I honestly, I don't know what I would want as my fast car, like with a cage in it. I don't know.
We did watch a cool shirt one, Ballard.
Yes, I'm like, Kyle, look at this thing that Ballard put in the group. I would totally consider it, especially if we're going to do more drag and drive events, because it is almost unbearable to sit in that heat. But I just am not good with heat.
How many radiators are you installing? I'll probably run side pods, to be honest. You usually have to, radiator, oil cooler, stuff like that.
This? Is it a wagon, Wes, or is it a regular one?
I think he said it was a wagon.
If it's a wagon, like, that's kind of cool looking.
That is one of the coolest cars I think I've ever seen.
That's, is this the one you're talking about? Is it like this? I can't even tell if I'm showing you or not.
Out of all YouTubers, who are your 2 favorite car tubers? DD Speed Shop, Zip Ties Buys Plies.
Because that would be really cool.
That would be.
You put a cage in it?
Well, what is that? Volvo Amazon.
What year is it, Wes? Mine is the 122 non-wagon.
122 non-wagon.
What year is it? So it must be like this one then. It's still really cool though, but
Super cool.
we'll see what happens. I don't like, we're definitely not ready to move into that as a project or anything as of right now either, but definitely keep that one in the back burner maybe.
Yeah. Also, I totally understand that the channel's been a little bit slow, and I've personally just been like taking time to like not burn myself out, knowing that the stuff we were doing and trying to make a video every second day is definitely a way to burn yourself out. So I've just been trying to like keep it on cruise control, keep a video almost every week. It's been a little bit later than that lately just because of the Miles of Mayhem thrash.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just trying to like gear up to hopefully get something bigger and better going. I'm trying to restructure a little bit and follow the algorithm just a little bit more. Cleaning the shop vid. I don't think anybody wants to see that. Zip Ties isn't a car YouTube channel, it's a hillbilly YouTube channel. Still counts. My
That's
boy
true.
Peg. You guys are living your best life. The content will come as it happens. No rush. Yeah. So
Exactly.
yeah, we've had like big life changes in the past year, so it's honestly just like working with the times and not trying to overdo it on one specific thing. Man, I'm not built for live streaming because my voice just
Why?
it just goes away after a while. It was a good event though. I really enjoyed it. I love the camaraderie between everybody, and like just hanging out with your buddies is huge. Like there was a lot of people in our group of friends that had the potential to just drive really fast and go way ahead of us because we would stick around like 95 to 105 kilometer an hour the whole time, just because the cars would get hot. And they had the potential to go as fast as they wanted to with AC and all that shit, but a lot of people stuck around with us. Running Joe off-road specifically, he definitely stayed with us the whole time.
Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, shout out to Joe.
Shout out to all of our friends that hung around, especially on like the hottest day at SIR. I'm like struggling in the staging lanes, and our friends are like chilling, waiting for me to get my slip. They could have left because they were all done beforehand. But they all kind of hung around and waited, and then we left as a group, which was good. It's always fun when we get to hang out. And then the rewarding part, I think, is after all the struggles and even triumphs or whatever. I think it was the fourth evening we got to go to the pool and kind of had like a chill evening in a room with pizza, basically. And that is probably one of the funnest things is everybody just sitting around eating pizza and laughing and things like that.
This guy's a douchebag.
What's he doing?
He was just trying to say cuckle doodle doo.
Oh, they think they're funny is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. But I feel like my car was very consistent though. I'm really happy with the way my car ran. The only time I ever really had to rerun it was if I fucked up, basically, or if it went too fast.
Yeah, during the air conditions.
And that only happened a couple of times, really.
And there was a couple times where like you made decent passes, but the reaction time was a little bit slow.
But
and
that
you run
was
them again
because-
just to improve.
Yeah, and at SIR, that was basically, I think the previous year I had red lit at that track a couple times, and I remember the light feeling different, and it did feel different again from like track to track. I don't know if it's like a brand or the model that they use. It just feels slightly different. Anyway, so I tried not to red light, and my first reaction was like a 0.2, which was trash for me. So, but yeah.
But you killed the tree. Like, okay, so put this in perspective. Her average over the week, the entire week, was a 0.069, and that includes reaction time. So if you were 0.1 of a second on the tree, like 0.100, and you went 750, the overall time you handed in for that day was 0.100, and she was like even less than that, 0.09. So you had to cut like 0.0 something times every day, and then be like 751.
Yes, and I think my best day I cut a 0.028 maybe.
You went 0.015 with like a 751, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it equaled about like a
0.02.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was either 2.6 or 2.8.
Yeah. 0.026.
Was my best slip that I handed in, and like, I wish we had have tracked the sheet a little better because, I think it was quite. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a shakedown, because the dude who was in first place for the first couple of days is a local racer, and he won 2 years in a row prior to the third Miles of Mayhem. He won the last 2 years, the 750 class. So on the third day, him and I actually lined up and we got to race, and I won, and my slip was just enough better that I overtook him and I held first place for the rest of it. But like, he tried getting it back. He tried, but anyways, I really hope there's a way that we can, what's the word, like, get that translated well into video as a story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it was kind of intense. We were both handing in very similar slips, and like I said, I think it was the third day was when I finally got to overtake.
You finally got first place, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to think about this kind of stuff before we start editing and how we want to tell the story and what we want to highlight and stuff. So it might be a little bit for the video.
Is the reaction time only a Canadian thing? That's what Kyle said.
It is, yeah. It's the
Canadian
only Canadian thing, and it's only in the 750 and bracket class
yes,
here.
Yeah. But like, why isn't it included in other racing? Because that is definitely a skill versus.
It should be. To be honest, it should be.
I would think so.
Yeah. Someone said, money no object. Which car do you get?
Oh, my Porsche?
The GT3?
Yeah, that's what I would get, absolutely.
And I think I'm still getting an R8.
Yeah.
Or a Huracan. I really like those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the R8 is basically just like the cheaper version of a Huracan. They're like the same car, yeah.
Okay.
Because Lamborghini and Audi are the same company.
Okay. How soon until you put some bodywork on the chassis? He still has a lot, I think, innards to do before we even start thinking about the bodywork. Because it would suck to make the bodywork and then be like, fuck, I gotta change this thing because I didn't think about this other thing. So I feel like bodywork is probably like when the rest of the cart is ready. That's my assumption anyways. Is that a correct assumption?
Yeah, that's correct. I want to get it running and driving before I put bodywork on it. I did end up getting the drive shaft adapter here. So this piece adapts the sprocket, what was the sprocket here, into a drive shaft. So I'm going to have to get a custom drive shaft made. I think the next time I come out here, I'm going to start wiring it and build a fuel cell. Because I feel like having the ability to fire it up on command is going to like make the motivation more. So I think that's my next step, is to wire it up, put the dash in, get like the steering wheel in, get my collapsible steering column on there, and just have it so I can like fire it up with a button. And I think that's going to help a lot with motivation, especially when I'm out here by myself and I'm like just dicking around. It's easy to like be like, no, I don't want to do that right now.
A Skittle GT3, yes. It has to be a fun color, Ballard. Like, yeah. And I don't want to. The thing is, I don't want to have to wrap it. But like, if I was forced to buy a gray one and then wrap it, I probably would. Ideally, I just want it to have nice paint. But
low key, you need to do the Red Bull downhill soapbox racing. You guys would kill it. Have you ever seen that before?
No.
They build like little soapbox cars, and they just race downhill, and there's like little jumps and turns and stuff you got to take. And it's like
I've never seen that there before.
Someone made like a VW bus one time, like a little tiny one that you get. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't see.
Someone said, greetings from Mexico. First of all, you look so great. Thank you. I know you're talking with me. I'm very excited to see the F1 series again. Hope you guys have a lot of success and fun. Thank you, sir. Whatever happened to the mini Cletus build? That's over in the other garage. The frame of it, it just... I ran out of room. I just don't have enough room to build that. I guess I have the space for it now, but I much prefer this over that. But I was going to do that, and then I just ran out of space. I just didn't have enough room to build it.
Why don't either one of you race more often? Are the racetracks a distance away? The racetrack, the closest racetrack to us is like 5 hours away, basically. So, and even then it's like an event thing usually. You know what I mean? If there's either a track rental or there's an event. We went down to Tuner Bash before Miles of Mayhem, and then we did the Miles of Mayhem. But like I said, for just racing in general, my car is not really good for that unless it's like a bracket style race, whereas Kyle's is kind of a, you know, balls to the walls fast car.
There's Running Joe Off-Road, 10 months.
Hi, Joe!
Yeah, as a member, 10 months. So this hat is actually...
You guys go sub to Joe.
Running Joe Off-Road. He has his own YouTube channel. He's Canadian. He was at Miles Man with us. Great dude. Stuck around while our slow asses went slow.
Thanks for being the navigator like 90% of that time there.
Someone asked how long we've been together and when was the first time you took him out speeding, Gina?
Ooh, it'll be 5 years this October.
Yeah.
I think that we've been together. And I think the first time, I think I went to the track with you and you raced your Supra. I think that's what it was.
Did I have the Supra back then?
I was at the track with you at least once or twice with the Supra.
Damn, that is a long time. Yeah, we've been together 5 years, and then to introduce Gina into racing, we had the 2016 Hellcat, and she took that to the track.
Yep.
And I think it was just a track day, because I had my other Mustang.
I think it might have been a track rental or something, just so I could like try it. And I think the clip is somewhere on your channel where like basically I think I held my breath the whole way down, and as soon as I get off the turnoff road, I'm like, like just finally take a breath. Because I never even ever experienced it as a passenger, to be honest. Like, I think normally when you dip somebody's toes in the water, you're like, okay, sit in as a passenger first and then maybe like try it. But I went straight to the Hellcat, and I have no regrets though. I do much more prefer my brake and my bump box over the Hellcat because we didn't actually use the launch setup, I don't think. We just like pedaled it.
Yeah, I feel like the factory cars, the launch setup is actually super slow. Like the sequence you have to do in a launch, to launch a factory
so you don't
car.
like accidentally launch it probably?
Well, it just like, it takes so long to get the sequence done that the light's already down and gone.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
so with the brake and bump, it's set up that like, okay, you're in there, you're waiting.
Like, if I ever get another car that goes faster, I would still want a brake and a bump box. I like being able to control when I launch, basically.
The green ropes on the front of the F1 cart is, one of the steering arms is actually taken out. So I have one steering arm in there. It's connected to this left wheel, and then the ropes actually connect the right wheel to the left wheel on the front and back of the knuckle. So when you turn the left wheel, the straps actually turn the right wheel too, and that's how I got it in the trailer. Oh yeah, so Gina got introduced to racing with the Hellcat. You did Miles of Mayhem the first year with the Hellcat, so she had a bit of experience with racing. The first year, we weren't super competitive in 750, but she knew she was in the 750 class, and you started to creep up on it at the last day, I think.
So the very first day was at Rimby, and I think this was like after you had smashed your New Edge Mustang as well. So in the back of my mind, I think it was definitely like I pussyfooted around actually giving it everything, and I think my very first day I only ran like an 850 or something because I felt like I couldn't get it to hook and it made me nervous. And then throughout the rest of the week I did pretty good, and it kind of got my confidence up a little bit more. And then the last day was at Rimby again, and I think I ran pretty good, and I was like, fuck, next year I feel like I can do much better. Next year, the following year is when I used the green car for the first time, and I had to adjust to the brake and the bump box, and I got fourth that year. I can't remember exactly like why I didn't get it closer, but anyways, maybe because we weren't like actually dialing the car in a whole lot either. But I got fourth, and I remember saying to the guy who was in third, because him and I were kind of close, I was like, I'm coming for you next year. And then this year when I seen him at the track, because he saw that I took first place, and every time he saw me, he would like throw up his fist. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, so the second year was like a braking year for the car. And then this year we actually came out and we were like, we want to win this class. We'll do whatever it takes to like tune the car to the best of our ability to get it down the track at 750. And we did a lot of like 747, 748, 749, 751, 752. Like we did a lot of like dead on 750 passes within plus or minus like a tenth or two. So I feel like we really got the car dialed in at 750, and we had to make changes according to the temperature of the thing. But to think it all started with going to the track with the Hellcat once, taking on Miles of Mayhem. You've seen the Fox body, we built it.
Yeah. It was just one day randomly, I was like, you know what? Like, what if we had a project car for me? Like, can I have a race car too? And then we bought that green Mustang, and it kind of snowballed from there. And I absolutely love it. Like, Miles of Mayhem is my event now, and I love it. Even when the heat is torturous, I still wouldn't trade it for anything.
So basically, I think getting to the States to do a Dragon Drive is definitely on the bucket list now too.
Yes, definitely. We're trying to get maybe a small group to go down. We were signed up for Six Summer this past year, but we had nobody to go down with us, and I feel like there was a lot of other things on the plate where it just didn't make sense for us to have to drive down to the States and do that. This year the car was already
done and tested.
Last year the car was brand new. That's also true.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was me dipping my toes in the water with that car as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the last year we didn't really have a clear objective on what we wanted to do.
Like, I knew I wanted to do good.
Yeah,
right? Like, I knew I wanted to...
There was no expectation set. It was just like, we want to do good. we're aiming for 750s, whatever. This year was like, we want to win.
Yes. I mean, I did go into it being like, I want to win, but then every day when I showed up, it's like, we need to run the best run that we can run today. And honestly, I was saying this to Kyle, I'm like, it's kind of funny because I think there was 3 out of 5 of the days, maybe, I don't know, where I had like no pass to hand in. I ran 2 runs, had no pass to hand in, and on the 3rd one, it wasn't just a pass that I could hand in because it was good enough. It was like the
Nailed it.
pass I needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was actually, and I did get my very first one and done day, which was amazing. That was an amazing feeling. I can't believe people do one and dones all the time. Normally I'm like, yeah, you.
It's funny because if I would have just handed in my first time slip from every day, I still would have been in the same position if I didn't hit any other runs. So.
But it's fun to take runs though.
It
fun
was.
to try to go
I think
faster.
like the last day at
Hi,
Castro,
Pom-Pom.
I did 5 runs.
Did you?
Yeah.
But they just never hooked up every time?
It kept breaking up. So we're out of fuel pump in my car. The Magnafuel 750 is too small. And we were out of injectors on day 1. We had to swap those out. That'll be in the video.
I secured a trans and TKs for the end of August. Are you saying you're in for the States trip, Joe? Like if we do 6 summer next year, I mean?
There's actually a couple more in the States, like before the end of the year too. There's like Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0, I think, and Race Week 2.0.
Should we try and get in now? Or is it also, I feel like,
a lot of them I think are already sold out.
I was just gonna say, I feel like a lot of them sell out right away. Like Miles of Mayhem, they said sold out within like 10 minutes or something, 9 minutes.
Oh, look, Pump Bomb's here. I
Hi,
bought a
Pump
63 Galaxy. Bad adult decisions were made.
You're standing in line waiting to pay and see the compulsory candy aisle. What's the best thing in there? Personally, I think it's the OG Reese's. I really enjoy salted caramel bars right now, or salted Twix. That's like my go-to.
I was gonna say, I like Twix bars.
Twix are good, but the salted caramel Twix or salted caramel bar is so good. There's a Death Week or whatever.
Yeah, it's
We'll have to
in
look up
Vegas.
the dates because like I'm down to try and do another one if there's a bracket class within that, which there probably
There
is.
usually is, but I think in the States they don't run the 1150. I think they run like 11 seconds and 12 seconds.
If I have to be in a 12-second one just for the safety of my car, I'm okay with
Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I think we have to pull the springs out of your car and put the old springs back in, like lower the boost even further.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, well, I totally just wanted to get on because I know there was like a lull period of where we didn't put out videos, and I put out the trailer or whatever. That it is what it is. But I haven't made like a serious video since before Miles of Mayhem. So, and even then, that was like a thrashing video. I just wanted to let everybody know that the F1 cart is back. We are back from Miles of Mayhem. We are getting the Miles of Mayhem video edited. I will be starting on this thing, but yeah, we're just trudging along. Favorite vacation place? We're going to Mexico. That's my favorite vacation place. I love the Cancun side of Mexico, so I go to Xel-Há. It's not even.
Xel-Há is very nice, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's more. It's like. It's not even that crazy. It's like they have a lazy river, and you can go snorkeling and stuff, and you're probably beat out by the end of the day, but the memories I have at that place is what makes me want to go back to it all the time. So.
True. I like places with water.
Actually, last time I went to Xel-Há, I was with Running Joe Off-Road.
Yes, it's true. You guys are old enough to have some good date ideas. What's the go-to that never fails? We're actually
You
like,
want to know the best day ever? We get super zonked out on
edibles and weed, yeah.
Yeah, and we just watch Futurama or a movie or something on the couch.
Honestly, though. Also, I was gonna say we found a hotel that we really like in Edmonton. I don't know if it's like a good idea or not to say like.
No, I don't worry about it.
Okay.
Anyways, there's like a nice little diner there, and there's a weed store, and the gaming place is right near it, and the pool is 24/7. So it's just like a cool spot. That is our new destination.
Well, like when we go to Edmonton, probably, but.
Yeah.
Do you like shrooms? We haven't. So when Kyle and I first got together, I think it was only like a month or two in, and we did shrooms together, but we haven't really done them since. Remember that one day on my living room floor?
There's something you need to be mentally prepared for, because it's like anybody who has never tried it before, I think of it as like a good mental reset. So if like you're in a bad place already and you take it, you're probably gonna have a bad time. But if you're like just trying to open your mind to things and you want to be in a clearer spot, then that's the time to take it.
I feel like the same could go for weed though. It's
Probably.
like any time that you just are taking something that lets your brain wander, you want to make sure you're already like in a decent or in a good mental state, I suppose, because you can have a bad trip on anything, I think. Like
Michael just said he got back from Playa del Carmen. That's usually where we end up.
nice.
Yeah. We don't like being right in the Cancun spot. I think that's more like a frat party side.
We usually end up like the Riviera Maya and stuff like that, where it's just like on the outskirts of Cancun by an hour or so. You guys ever been to Banff? I'm from the States, but went there a few weeks ago and it's beautiful. We've been to Banff a couple times. That's where I have my titties done.
I was gonna say that's where your titties done.
So we've
Banff.
been there a couple times, yeah. Who you do it with is a huge part. Are you talking about for the race week thing?
No.
What?
Zoomies?
Oh, yeah, okay, yes, yes. That is probably true.
Yeah.
But yeah, for date night, like, honestly, I think it depends on what you both like. Like, Kyle and I are pretty fortunate that we're very into the same things. Or, like, we could go to a movie, or we can go for supper, and we're really easygoing. So I really think it depends on your partner and what you guys like to do. But if you like to smoke weed, smoke some weed, get some takeout food, and just sit and watch a cool movie.
You two are great together. Well, we've said it for a long time that I'm her and she's me, just in like different bodies, basically.
Literally,
Yeah. The only difference is she's like artistic. And
You're artistic in your own way, though.
Yeah, like, and with metal. I'm metal artistic and she's drawing artistic.
True.
Maybe a little autistic.
Me? Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, I think we're gonna get off here now. It's just getting really hot in here. It's like
What?
23 degrees in here right now.
I'm fine, but
I'm a little warm and my throat's getting a little dry.
you're such a baby. Like, oh.
So
You're such a baby.
I am a little baby. Anyways, we're gonna hop off here. I'm gonna do some organizing, I think, in the garage. I gotta get rid of the 2 trailers before I even start the F1 cart. So, like I said, I just wanted to get on here, let you guys know that I'm not gone. We're still around. We're still doing a bunch of things. Like, what you don't see is that we've been working on the social medias elsewhere too, like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So Gina's actually overpassed me on Facebook. She's got 530,000 followers on Facebook, and I'm at like 430,000. So we've been just kind of keeping it real, living our best lives without trying to overexert it.
I just want to say that I'm proud of you because at one point when he was making a video every other day, and he won't talk about this, but like he talked about burning out, but I feel like it stressed him out too because he felt like he wasn't getting the return that he expected. And now that he's doing it more at his pace, I feel like you're much happier, and I'm proud of you for like figuring that out, because dealing with a stressed you is not what I want to have to do either. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you take it out on me or anything, but like I know you're stressed, and then I don't like that for you because nobody likes being stressed. So good job.
Thank you. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. I always love talking to you guys. Usually when you message me on like Instagram and stuff, I'll message you guys back and stuff too. So it's always great to see you guys. The video for Miles of Mayhem will come out soon-ish. This will come out soon-ish, and we'll all be having a good time.
Yeah.
Peace. I gotta end it now.